Good morning, traders. It's time to get into the action. We are pumping along. The SPY's up there to 411.72. Can we get to the highs? I mean, it could very much be a bull market pretty soon. I mean, I know I talk about it for the Qs. We just hit it on the Qs, right? Just recently. Can we get it to the SPY? Will we be in a new bull market? Can we shrug all the uncertainty to the side and keep climbing the wall of worry? Let's find out right here on Live Trading.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, how we doing out there? Let's get to the action. Of course, you guys know where you're at. Live trading with Benzinga. Let's bring on the boys. We got Ryan, Faloona, and Zunaid back in the house. How we doing out there, team?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Things are going.
All right. Yeah, it's another beautiful day here, ready to get to some trading action. So if you guys are excited about that, smash the like button. Let's take a look at some stock action right now. I'm going to show my screen really quickly, and we'll take a look at some stocks there. So really quickly, just taking a look at the overall market, we're up there to 411s, really pushing strong. And I talked about on kind of the book club, if essentially on the weekly, we were showing a really strong kind of sign. They call it the 3 Buddha bottom. And yes, I said it, the 3 Buddha bottom. And that's this pattern here where you're seeing this kind of bottoming action here on this pattern right there. And then now that reversal action to the upside. So we look pretty strong right now in the overall market. And with that being said, I think we got to continue to watch for some upside action. Amazon's one that I've been calling out that has been having a really nice setup for me. And it's been just stair-stepping. It got back over 100, now going sideways. Let's see if it can give us another kind of expansion move like it did here, where it went from 93 to 100 pretty quickly in 2 days. I'm starting to look to see if we can get through these highs to the left. That's just one that's on the radar for the day. Keep your eyes to see what happens there. Healthcare names, of course, in play yesterday. Talked about that on Start Swing Trading. And I still got a little piece of this Unity. So we'll see if this can get higher through the 32.79 and then start pushing through the 33s on Unity. And take a look to see if maybe some ARKK names move today. This definitely actually even on the radar. I could play ARKK through 40.36 because it seems like a lot of these growth names are really getting the motor moving. But that's going to do it for at least some of my outlook. I'm going to kick it here to Ryan, and then we'll have Zunaid join us on his stocks in just a second.
Perfect. I'm going to go quick. I actually don't have a whole lot here. And as you know, I've been in the bearish camp here on SPY, and it just continues to go higher. Don't really see the catalyst for moving higher. I think that there's probably a lot of over anxious people that are bears that are trying to short this market, and it's just not going down. I really don't see us getting any higher than the previous high here at 118. But to be perfectly honest, I've been wrong on this for the last several days because I didn't really see it getting this high. So something to kind of keep in mind. We do have 2 closes above this trend line now. A third today would mean that this trend line is pretty much invalidated. So we'll see where we end up going today. I'm near the end of changing my tune here, but I really think that there's more pain here ahead. Everything is not over. I refuse to believe that at this point. So, all right, let's jump into the movers tool and take a look here. First one we have is going to be Seco Holdings. This is ticker SECO. This was a penny stock yesterday, and today is above $1. Looks like it topped out at 110, kind of holding here right above 1. We'll see if we can actually push through that 110 mark. VWAP at 97 here, so we're only a couple of cents off. Didn't really see anything on the news, and I haven't really checked the Twitter streets yet, but we'll go ahead and do that here pretty soon. All right, so SECO, we're going to be waiting for a 110 break or a pullback down to the support level and VWAP, and then a move from there. BFRG, this is Bullfrog AI Holdings, right? So this is going to be part of our theme. Catalyst here is Bullfrog AI shares are trading higher after the company announced a worldwide license agreement with Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory for use of patented technology powering the company's BF Leap platform. So AI has really been the theme. Even bucking kind of a weaker tech name or a weaker tech sector. So here with BFRG, let's see if it holds 7. Really don't necessarily want it to break below 7. We got the low of this next leg up here at 681. We'll see if we hold that and then move. We are a little bit extended from the VWAP. VWAP here about 650. So maybe we will pull back in towards that, towards the open. I'm not going to chase this right out of the gate here. I'm actually going to wait for a setup. And if I wait for a setup and I end up not getting a trade, so be it. I'm not going to put myself behind the 8 ball early on here. Next, we have CDLX, excuse me. And as you can see, since when I first charted this, we've actually broken above and taken the next leg up here. So a lot of strength here in the pre-market for CDLX. 494 going to be your high. To me, it sure seems like this has got a 5 magnet in it. We'll see if we actually get to 5 and then if we can actually break above 5. Just like the last stock here, this pretty extended away from the VWAP at 430. So a huge move here. Would love for this to actually come back in closer to that VWAP before making its next move up. That's part of the setup that I'm hoping for. That would make this a little bit easier to trade. A couple more to mention here. NFTG, this is NFT gaming company. We were as high as 220 here. I'm pretty skeptical of this. So this one really need to set up. Unlike the last 2 stocks, we're actually quite a bit below VWAP. So let's see if we curl here. I've actually never watched this stock before, so I'm unsure how it trades. That would be the first thing that I'm going to watch here before actually taking a position in it. Next is going to be BFLY. This here is the Butterfly Network. We did trade. It looks like we had a spike all the way up to 260, but we pretty much found some resistance here at 250, currently at 230. Catalyst here, Butterfly Network shares are trading higher after the company announced it had received 510K clearance for the AI embedded auto beeline counter. So more AI in your catalysts here. Worth noting, Veru. This is a stock that we've talked about quite a bit here. Getting a little pop here in the pre-market. Not on huge volume. This is, of course, down massively from when we traded it before. But let's see if we can actually gear up here on Veru. Maybe we'll turn something around here. Preclinical results from expanded program into influenza-induced severe acute respiratory distress syndrome, and provides an update on the COVID-19 program. So we'll see if Veru has any juice here this morning. Looks like it gave back a lot of its gains. Zunaid, that's about all I got here. You ready to roll?
Let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look quickly at BABA yesterday. And my trade station's acting up, so you might see me disappear, chat, because I got to get on the phone with them. But you had BABA here. As it went below 100, you can see it spiked right back up to test the $100 level, and then it went ahead and rejected. Nice little fade here. So today we'll be kind of paying attention to that $100 level once again to see if we can get any type of movement either above or below. So you're going to go ahead and set an alert right there for us. And then we'll also go ahead and take a look at Snow if it wants to go. Where's Snow? There it is. If it wants to kind of hold this 150 area right over here, you can see it kind of had a little bit of a $2 range between 151 and 149, kind of played around and jerked around there. But nonetheless, that 150 area is going to be interesting to kind of keep an eye on. Taking a look at the Qs, currently above 410 nicely. 411.63 is the price that I have. If you want to go, if I want to go long on this one, I'll probably wait till about 413 or so with the pop. But I am kind of looking for the short, and if I do get it, it'll be below 410 break. Not going to try to play it within this $2 range right here. I'm going to set an alert to the upside here, just in case. So that's the range that I've got. That 410 level should be interesting. And something else I might keep an eye on is going to be the 411, as that's going to be the previous close. And you can see that was kind of a resistance area. Had a little tough time getting over it. So we'll see if it wants to bounce from the 411 or not on ticker SPY. Taking a look at here, let me go ahead and remove all of these. Taking a look at Tesla, you can clearly see that 198 is your pre-market resistance right over there. If we can go ahead and prop above that one, matter of fact, if we go ahead and extend it a little bit, you can go ahead and see that, hey, that was kind of support, held, came back, tested it, got rejected, and to the downside we went. So that 198 should be interesting. And then, of course, if we can go ahead and test the 198 breakout, 200 could be that magnet to move it to the upside. The bell rings in about less than a minute, so wish y'all best of luck. But we'll just kind of keep going through any other tickers that we see.
One more here,
What's
Zunaid.
up?
GFAI, this was our trade du jour from yesterday. We did have kind of a busy pre-market here, but it's breaking down. So again, with this one, you want to wait for this to set up before actually jumping into it. That would be
All right.
my recommendation here. Let's get going.
Here we go. Let's see what we've got. I'll put your charts up here while I deal with something here.
All right, so SECO moving here out of the gate. See if we can take out that high here at 107 on SECO.
Ooh, another ticker.
Size at 108. Sorry, Zunaid.
You're good. You're good. I interrupted you. Please. Are you in this one?
No, I'm not in this yet, but I am watching it. I want to see it. I want to see it trade off the open here.
All right. If anyone's interested in ticker, let me switch over to me just a second here.
Yeah,
ticker ON, the $32 range. You can see it's been resistance once, twice, 3, 4. Now it's currently popping up. If this closes on the 5-minute, you could possibly look at an entry. I would go ahead and get it, but my trade station's acting up. Maybe I'll look at Thinkorswim or something to get in this one, but keep an eye on that 32 close on the 5-minute and then the 15-minute and see if it can make a move to the upside. Put it right back to you.
BFRG watching here. This might get halted.
Ooh, yeah, that looks good, man. Good catch on that one today.
Which one?
The BFRG.
Yep, halted.
Really nice catch there. I didn't know about that one today. Good job, team.
AI, another AI name.
I was looking for names. That's a good one, man. IonQ going a little higher today. I'm looking at that one. That one's up there to 650s now and pushing higher. So IonQ, one of the names that you guys can look at.
I was going to say that was on earlier this week.
Yep, let's go to GFAI now. Let's see if that one starts playing a little catch up. I like the pullback on the hourly to 15. You're in the prior range. Now I'm looking to see if it can recollect the resistance in that prior range, which is 16. So you see how we're tipping right off the 16s? Very important price point right now. How's the SPY doing right now, team? Ooh, hard downside action out the gates here. So we could see tech rolling over a little bit, right? Success ripping here to start it off. Of course, this is a little bit early of a play, but I don't mind Success because there's a lot of bottoming at 16.15s, and this is coming back and staying strong right now. So I have no problem day trading Success. That's where you got to be a little bit careful. Just got to make sure you understand the risk here and see if technology comes down. Names like NVIDIA, names like AMD, those look weak here today to start off. So that looks like a potentially turnaround in the tech trade today. So I'm looking for those types of trades. NVIDIA, AMD, those don't look too bad. Let me see AMD here.
SECO, by the way, while we were talking about that, SECO popped to 120 and was halted. So we did get that break through 107, 108 and into an upside halt. Now, again, as Zunaid was asking me earlier, I did not take this. I wanted to wait for it off of the open, but we did get a trade here out of the open. If this breaks, or if this breaks higher when it opens, I would at least take some there. AMC halted to the upside after their dilution that they blamed us for. BFRG still halted here.
Looking around, team, to see what's trading.
Yeah, so am I. Kind of a slow open here.
Yeah.
Market is drifting down a little bit.
Keep it on that 411 and see if we get a bounce from there on the SPY.
We're seeing the names, the tech names getting hit hard here out the gates. It could just be a pullback to buy. I mean, it's been like that for a long time, but it could be also a hard turnaround. We don't know right now. That's why I'm looking at Success for pullback opportunities, but I haven't gotten one. SQQQs look like it's also starting to get a little bit of a move. But they're not giving pullback opportunities just yet. So,
My internet is totally screwed up.
yeah, I could see
Sorry,
that
guys.
one. No worries. I got you,
No,
bro.
you're good, buddy.
You can't blame yourself for that one, man. Defensives going up higher. So that looks interesting. Oh, hold on. Grocery stores? I got to mention Kroger at least once a day whenever Zunaid is on stream.
Are you in the position?
One day I'm just gonna take Zunaid and I'm just gonna show up at a Kroger's and then just take a picture of his face and be like, "What the hell you have me here for, bro?"
Hey, man. Again, the conversation was for a day trade. Don't be a politician. No one said swing trade. I said day trade.
We gotta enjoy it, my friend. We gotta enjoy it. One day,
If you enjoy here, let's do this. If you enjoy trading this 20-cent day trade range, then be my guest by all means.
we will.
That's all you.
We will, my friend. We will. We will beat that guy.
Let's see what
Tesla going higher today. That's a good reversal. Ooh,
Here, I'll
Ryan
put
got
you
the rug pull. That one doesn't look too bad because it got hit hard yesterday. SPY trying to recover a little bit. Let's see. Here we go. We're trying to recover some. See how that Success pulls back now. What else is doing good today, man? I don't know what you see out there. China Auto is doing well today. Those had deliveries and they got hit hard yesterday. So maybe they come back a little bit today. Who knows? On. Nice call out there. That one's going higher and just keeping the trend. That one's a beautiful trend, team. I got to say, on, strong stock for sure.
Yeah, that one's the one that we were talking about as it popped over 32, went all the way to 33s.
Nice. Can Nike go higher today? I'm keeping an eye on it. Doesn't look too bad here.
Dave, hopefully you got a chance to play that.
Leading stocks from the SPY right now, EA, PSA. I did see PSA strong with a Cube stock, so maybe Cube a little bit higher today. That actually looks good right now.
Duke Ryan actually had to step out, but to my knowledge, yes, happy hour is still something that is ongoing.
Yeah, at least from my knowledge too. I like this Cube for a swing trade, so.
Yeah, for a ticker ON, waiting for I unfortunately can't trade, but waiting for the pullback to the 32s could be ideal. Meta, let's take a look at Meta. Got to wait for a pop above 215, in my opinion, if you want to take this one long, or break of 213 if you want to go short, is what I would personally do. Simply because, here, let me go to put my charts up. Simply because if you can go ahead and look, that's your pre-market high, the 215 break. And then, of course, you have a little bit of just slight resistance where it was met yesterday. And that was also the previous close, actually. So I expect that to hold on at support, which you can see it has. But on the break and on the retest, you could go ahead and take this one to the downside. On the ES future side of things, or the mini side, you've got this 4150 level to 4154 area to keep an eye on for support. If that breaks, that would be something that I would go short. Welcome back, Ryan.
No idea what's going on, guys. Sorry.
That's all right.
Awesome that SECO went well. My entire internet was shitting itself. Amazing.
SPY coming down here again here. It looks pretty weak. Success did not come back to the VWAP, at least for me, so no opportunity to grab Success so far. Might go after like maybe just tech names because NVIDIA is just leaking. kind of early still. It's not like it's like a huge down move, so we could see reversal. That's why I'm taking it easy. Seeing healthcare up, defensives up, so that doesn't make me too confident. Down moves in energy, down moves in basic materials today for sure. Those names are getting hit hard, basic material names. So our steel player not probably doing too well there. Energy really getting hit too. So oil pulling back after a really strong day. So we could see continued pullback in the oils. So maybe drip. There's drip continuing a little higher.
Snow, by the way, what a beautiful pop. $5 from the open almost.
Snow was on my radar. Talked about it on Start Swing Trading for this little bunch pattern back through the highs. It just went through the daily highs there. So let's look for a little pullback in snow. I like it if it can come back to 153s. I'll even set an alert there at 153.10s. We'll see if we get a pullback in it. But, man, missed that one today. Should have had an alert set there. Let me just see if my alert actually hit and I just missed it. Snow, come on. Ooh, I didn't have it set there. Should have got that one, though. You see here on this nice little pattern here, how it's coming back through that level. Nice little inside day. Now trying to come back through it, give us like kind of the bullish engulfing move. I like this move, especially if we can get through this 154.75 area. So we'll see if we get a little bit of a pullback on that one.
SPY coming down a bit more. Coming back to that 41.50 area. We'll see if it bounces.
On that. Strongest names getting hit here. In the Qs. Lulu pulling back down. Nvidia getting hit for sure.
Let's see what Nvidia's doing.
Apple
here.
pulling back.
Nvidia kind of found support around that 274 area or so yesterday. So we'll see how it behaves there today.
I'm still watching SECO here. That's a huge winner off of the list this morning. Halted to the upside again at 144 here. Hopefully some of you will hit that. Dave? The Crow? Some of you guys hit it. My internet is still shaky.
See if some of these oil names start coming back. Lumberjay a little lower there. Taking it easy. I haven't even taken one trade here. Just looking at the down move, and the down move's at least wicked to start. So we're about to get to 945 though, and that's why I'm a little bit waiting here to see what turns towards that 945.10. Healthcare, I can definitely say, is leading on the day. I've talked about the drug manufacturers. That was my highlight area yesterday. Medical devices have been really strong also. So this is a strong area that I can definitely see up today. Lilly having a really nice day. AZN a little bit higher. Johnson & Johnson had a good day yesterday and continuing higher right now, almost up 1%.
IONQ at its VWAP here.
Pfizer looks like a good target for me on this pullback.
BFRG is going again. Looks like it broke the high here. Going for that 9 here on BFRG. Good job, BZB.
We'll look for one more leg lower on Pfizer, and then I can start trying to get a little piece in, especially if we start turning around in the market. But right now we're going lower, so I'm looking for that another leg to kind of find into some support. Let's see where we could find some support on the SPY. So I would say prior resistance. So yesterday's resistance, we had some resistance in the 410, 14 area. So close to 410s is where I'm going to expect to see that we could see some resistance hold and start turning around. Of course, I need to look for the action first, but let's see what happens here. And to see if we get some bounces in some of these stocks like NVIDIA and some of the ones that are getting hit today. Apple getting hit hard. Microsoft, that hasn't gotten really hit. Google, that's recovering. Google actually looks the strongest one out of the three. I want to see Amazon recover, but that one's actually weak right now. We'll see what happens there. Looking around, team. This is one of those days where it's a little bit of a mixed signal here. Healthcare was strong. See Pfizer here. If it can go lower. I like this Pfizer off the 1 hour. So the 1 hour has some support around the 41.25 area. We've gone to 41.29s. So we could have already made that low there, but doesn't look too bad there on Pfizer. Had a really good day yesterday. I'm just looking to see if it can have a day 2 move. Could do an inside day move or just kind of a pull back right back down. So that's why I'm just waiting on the sidelines for now.
Market needs to find a bottom here if you're going to trade those bigger cap names. Still waiting on BFRG and SECO to open here out of their halts.
APM, this is the banks dragging too that I think is the concerning one, right? We're all looking to see what happens with the banks. FAZ getting a nice little lift today. So pullbacks on that seems like something I could take a look at. This has really pulled back here, almost down all the way towards support. So I had a little green bar towards 22s. That was to give me an outlook back through that level if we came back to it. So this doesn't look too bad today. FAZ driving higher, trying to get towards 22 here. We'll see if it takes out the 22. The bank's getting hit today that hard. We'll see. I haven't seen anything in the news wire about the banks, but I'm keeping my eyes open, right? BFAI halted. BFRG is still on the halt. Oh, on the second halt.
SECO is open. I think it popped higher by 5 cents, but it's moving lower now on SECO. SECO. Here we go, going higher now, taking out size at 150 and higher. 159 highs. Jeez, we might be setting up for another halt here if we can keep pushing.
Ooh, GFAI did do a nice little push as it recovered 16. It's pulled back here to 1650 area. Doesn't look too bad above 17. It's back above 17 here. If I could get a little pullback, I'll play it. Need a pullback fill though. I'm not going to probably get it. I'll see. Come on. Got to pull back underneath 17, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get an entry.
On the SPY.
Jolt's job opening, at 10 a.m. We'll be aware for that, Lori. What you got, Zunaid?
On the SPY, you've got the 411. That's your previous close, just about 5 cents below that. And you've also got the VWAP right there. So you can see right now the SPY is below. Now it's retesting that VWAP in previous close. We'll see how if it wants to go ahead and test this 410 before the 10 o'clock numbers, or if it just wants to kind of hang out around here, maybe even poke above. But that's something to keep an eye on, is you've got the previous close and VWAP right there at that 411, which we talked about before the trading session. And Snow from that 551 to the upside, it went nice little move there. Let's see if there's anything else. Right now, you're finding support on the MES at around that $50 area, excuse me, 41.50 area. But again, same thing. Previous close, VWAP right above it, of course. Meta bounce. Let's take a look at Meta then. METAY. Am I so blind? Where is it? There it is. And once again, previous close comes into play. Found support right there. 215 though, that's the break I would want to see personally if I was going to take this one long, as that's the pre-market high.
Taking a really small shot here in GFAI.
Snow might be moving higher as well.
1693 is my entry. Going to risk off of the 1630 area. Want to see if this can come back through the 17s. Also got an alert for EV Go, but I can't take a look at it right now. I just got to. I'll focus on this one first. All right, let's see if we can get this to go a little higher now. Opening on this candle was 1680s. Want to see that get recovered. I have a really small piece right now. I could add to it here, but I'm going to stay small just to make sure that, you know, this is a little bit bigger risk of a stock. But if it goes, I'm not going to be quick to the profits on this one. I'll look for a real big move, which is back through this 1875.
Are you using that 1725 area to kind of judge whether or not it's going to have the juice to get up there, that recent high where it reversed?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I'm pretty much playing it on is more the 5-minute outlook here. There, it just got triggered out of it.
I'll be right back.
I had that triggered protection here for the 16 move.
Got to.
I'm out of it. It's a really small loss there, and I'm glad I went for the tiniest piece first, just to kind of see if it would get going. But I'm not going to risk too much on a play like this. I go really, really small. Equivalent to like a regular size loss. This is about a fourth of a regular size loss. All right, let's get back to the stocks that I'm good at. The stocks like the SPY coming back here and starting to see that reversal action. So where did the SPY stop around? 410? We get to 410? No, we got to 410.45. So around the 410.50s areas, looks like we found some support. Starting to see some stocks come back. Let's see if this is going to be VWAP fade type of day, or is it going to be where stocks just come back ripping and roaring? I like the VWAP fades, so if I can get some of those, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Like AMD looks like an interesting fade setup for me, like shorting AMD. So I'm going to see here if it's rejecting 97 again.
SPY below its VWAP still, so we'll see if SPY can actually take that back.
All right, getting a little piece of AMD there at 65s, 64s. Got the fill at 64. Now I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce. So I don't mind if it bounces, but just got to keep watching right above here, right? Anything in this area, it can squeeze. So we got to be careful with that. Let's see. I'm going to let it come back a little bit. Look for the rejection back towards the VWAP. And then as we really start cutting back to 9660s, I can really start bringing in the size. The big thing for this would be the SPY coming right back down. What you got, my friend?
I was just going to say, I saw a couple of people talking about AI, ticker AI. Kerrisdale Capital short report on that, which is why it's dropping like a stone, down about 10% here today.
All right, so SOXS coming back to VWAP. That's also an opportunity that I could look at.
Keep an eye on Google as well, by the way. 105 pop. If that 5 or 15-minute candle closes above, that could be interesting, as that is now breaking above pre-market highs by about 27 cents.
Yeah, Google's strong. And if Google's strong, we could get reversals, right? I also liked Amazon today for the upside move. That just gave a really nice reversal candle. So I like Amazon here. It's essentially against this play, but I like the way that Amazon's daily chart has been. So it doesn't look too bad, especially if we can get back through this kind of 103.50s and get an expansion candle towards like 104 today.
And
we'll see what happens there.
360s marks your pre-market high too. So if that falls, I would imagine you'd keep going higher.
It's an interesting one. There's
AI trying to
AMD
bounce off a 30 handle.
back lower. This is where I want to go ahead and size in. I just need a little bit of a move back here, and I can start sizing in a little bit more.
Yeah, Tesla's definitely coming down, but I would personally probably wait till about the break of 193 to the downside, which is yesterday's low. And that one that 198 ended up coming into play just like we talked about. So it hit 198, went up about 70 cents, came right back down.
Added a little bit to that AMD short.
IONQ trying to bust the top off here at 667, pulled back out of the gate right to the VWAP, now curling back up towards those highs. This would be the third attempt. So let's see if IONQ is strong enough to break out of those highs. It's worth noting SECO also holding up here. So this was a nice move out of the gate. The longer it holds here, the more I like it for higher.
All right, there we go, team. Now we're below the VWAP on AMD. Now I want to see if it can take out the lows, right? I don't want it to come back through even 96.80s here. So we rejected the move towards 97 here. Now I want to see if we can flush right back down, and the Qs could go lower here. So why I went after AMD, they had a little bit relative strength versus like an NVIDIA. I would look at more like a VWAP fade for this to come back up here and then fade off, but it was too far from it. So that's why I looked for a stock that hadn't really broken down, which is AMD. If anything, it went up in the pre-market here. So looking to see if it starts to fade and really come right back down where it was yesterday. See if we reject the VWAP here. Could take this quick little profit here and cover my GFAI loss already, but I'm looking for the actual move, which is a move down towards like this 96.25s. We can take some profit and then look to see if we take out 96. Let's go to some 3-chart outlook to just take a look here. What else is going on? Success still pulling back there. Let's go to the Qs here.
Market's trying to bounce here. SPY about to test VWAP here.
Yep. Main thing for me is like opening prices. So that's why I'm putting this little line there right at the opening price. I put it like a cent higher, but 320.60. Want to see what happens if we could recover opening price. That's where I get a little bit more concerned. Right now, we haven't done that on the Qs. There's a move on AMD a little lower here. We can start paying ourselves here if we get towards the 25s. All right, going to put an order out here and start taking some profit if I can get hit. Boom, got hit there. There we go. Looking good.
NIR, good shout here from the chat. Becca, good spot here. Appeared on the relative volume scanner. Looks like we pushed to 360, pulled back towards VWAP, didn't quite get there. Now we're curling back up. This actually might be a trade here through 360. Nice volume here on NIR.
All right, I like the SOX S trade for higher, as I've already taken some profits here. I can risk some of the profits back towards the upside here for SOX S. Just looking at the Qs to see if that reverses there. AMD is looking weak there. That's why I'm liking this trade here. See if we can just get a quick dip to 95s here. Then a quick recovery. Because I know that there's going to be some algorithms looking for this kind of move back towards 1693s. See what happens. At least I've already taken some profit on AMD, so at least we're back into the green. Let's see what we can do. What are you looking at, Zunaid?
Just kind of paying attention to the Qs and see if there's anything else that we got to see on the 320 as that one pops up. But nothing much there really happening for me.
SPY at
a little pop.
SPY at VWAP right here.
SPY at VWAP.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's right back.
GFAI.
You're right back. You know, we're in a strong environment, so I don't want to be shorting too much, right? And so AMD already taken majority of it off. So we'll see if it really gives us that breakdown move, but I won't lose on the position from here.
Let's see.
All right, I'm going to stop focusing on AMD. I'm going to focus more success and what's going on in the market. All right, back down there on the Qs. I like success here. I'm taking a little bit of success here. If I could get in. All right, took a little bit there. Success. Entry 1705. See, this could recover here. Using the 1693s as risk right now. Q's just pushed higher, so that's a sign of concern, but I'm going to look to see if it can close right back down below the 320.60s.
Sorry to hear about that, Larry. Hopefully you're still positioned to live to fight another day. Speaking of AI, though, the ticker itself, you've got 30 that's looking to be a support at the moment. We'll see if it's currently going to try to test VWAP at 31 area, currently trading at 30.33s.
Yeah, again, the short report there on AI is probably going to bring down some of those other AI names. So if you're in a basket of them, likely to get hurt there.
All right, we're getting a pullback here. I'm going to look to add a little bit of success and then risk right below it. AMD is coming back. It still hasn't gotten me out, but it could come right back and get me out. Look to see if the Qs come right back down, but we did get a little bit of a chance to come back down. Now we're starting to go a little higher. That's where just got to be a little bit careful. Now I get in that fill. Now I just got to watch success because it could stop me out in just an instant. All right, so I'm going to look to see if we recover here.
Higher. We talked about it. 667 break took us higher here. We'll see if this keeps pushing. SECO next to go here. If we got the strength, let's see if we can bust above here. I'm looking at 53. I'm going to take a look at the level 2 and see if we see any size there. They have a nice bid under it. A little bit of size at 52. Guys taking GFAI long here, it looks like.
Ooh, GFAI.
Joe is, not me. Sorry. Be more clear there.
Yeah, no worries.
A little bit of size at 153 on SECO. They're taking it higher, and some more size at 155. This is actually some pretty decent size here. 155 going to be the spot. I'm actually going to raise this line. This battle here at 155 is what I want to see. If they pop this, it goes higher. Jolt's data's out. Market popping here. Nice move through the VWAP on SPY. All
right, still in the success. It's trying to recover here. Going to give it a chance to do like kind of a little bit of a morning star reversal. If not, back down towards that 84. We're out. Q's coming right back after that pop. Got out of that AMD on that move. Could get back into AMD, but of course didn't want to get, squeezed to 97 there. Could just be a little bit of a shakeout, and now we're going to really get that downside action. But I'll catch AMD again if success reverses. We're back to 17 here on success, so it doesn't look too bad.
I was going to say, Mitch, nice job, because SPY coming back down to VWAP here. Let's see if it bounces from this VWAP or if we actually break and retrace more of this move.
So I got an ad there on success there at 1691. So I'm towards 1695s on average.
SPY breaking down from its VWAP now.
Now back towards 17. I'm in the green, looking to see if the Qs come right back below the opening price, 320.60.
Mitch, I got to be honest with this. This was well done on this trade here. Just watching it.
It's tough. It's tough. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that was a big pop. So had to hold there for a second there. But like always, nothing's easy in trading, team. If it's easy, let me know, team. All right. I like AMD again, but I got to make the call right now. Right off of it. CVS is pulling back right now. That's an interesting one for me. I'm getting an alert for that pullback. I'm going to stay out of the AMD right now since I'm with success, but I do want to take a look at that CVS trade. Let's take a look there. CVS pullback. It's the Medicaid. It's pulling back about half of the action yesterday. Still hasn't reversed, but oof, it looks pretty ugly on the 5-minute. AMD back up there, so could be getting out of success any moment here. It got back above the VWAP. Now I'm looking to see if it can hold 1690s. If not, it'll just wipe out this 84.
SECO being wiped out here, pulling back towards the VWAP. Now, remember here, just really quickly, we could not get above this 155. Right, we were kind of buttoned up against it. 155, big sell wall. We couldn't take down. Now let's see what happens when we actually get to the VWAP here. Do we bounce? Does it set up again for another trade? Volume still looking good. So let's wait for an actual setup here. CDLX is holding above the VWAP there. Smoke. Let's see if this actually moves. That's going to need more volume to move higher, though.
All right. It's actually looking a little better here. I actually like it now. I want to add to it a little bit. Get a little pullback below my entry here. Let's see if the Qs can get back first, though. This is a battle right now between the bulls and the bear and the intraday action. Of course, the bulls still have controlled long term, and then in the well, I say in the long term right now because for this year, and then I would say in the recent action also bulls in control. So we'll see in the short term if for any reason the bears can get a little action. Amazon here giving me an alert there. Definitely missing out on this turn, Amazon, and that gets me a little bit concerned on this market that it could just rip here. So got to be careful here on success.
Come on.
Amazon with a nice little move. That one's still looking strong, team. That means Shop may be looking good. Yeah, Shop's looking decent. Melly, not too much.
ON looking really good. Zunaid, were you in this trade from earlier?
I wanted to. If my trade station was working, we would. But so let's go talk about that here because we had talked about this earlier, right? We said that 32-hour left, and we said wait for the retest. So there was a pop. Obviously, went to 33s, but then it came back, tested the 32s, and right back above to make highs. And the reason is, I mean, look, you just look left, and you can see it was kind of in this range. And look how many times it rejected the 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it finally went ahead and popped there. So just kind of looking left, being patient with it. You got the retest on the 15, which means you definitely got it on the 5 right there. Look at that beautiful pop, test, upside we go. Stupid trade station. That's all I got to say. Can we check SSU? Sure. As long as you didn't tell us to check SDU, which they got a spanking yesterday, but let's see here. Okay, this is not a ticker I usually trade whatsoever. Unfortunately, I won't have the best analysis for you, but I would say a pop above 4 and hold on the 5 or the 15 can take you up to the 450, but I'm sorry, this just is not something I trade typically whatsoever. Where do you see on go to? Where do I see it going to? Well, let's go ahead and check out the 4-hour. Let's go ahead and make this a regular trading session.
Jay gave you his targets here.
Oh, he did? My apologies.
No. He gave you one of them here. Jay's been talking about ON for a while here. 80 cents away. What is that? 34, Jay? Is that your first target here on those leaps? 250 to 920 on those leaps. Just an unreal trade here. Unreal.
Let's see here.
All right, back down through the 90s will get me out on success, keeping the risk even tighter and tighter as I go along here. So going to look to see what happens if we get that reversal on the Qs right back down and back through 17s, but looking for also AMD on the short side.
I would say 34 also is something to keep an eye on. ON. That could be the next area.
And real quick here, NIR, another good call, Becca. We talked about this earlier. We did bounce off that VWAP right through 360, 370 right now at the high on NIR. So that working out here nicely.
Yeah, 34 could definitely be in play here.
Jay, other target is saying 35. Probably needs 35 for the leaps.
Got it.
There you go.
The reason I say 34 is because if we go ahead and look left back early 2022, you can see that that's where you had. Let me put mine up real quick, and I'll put you right back up. You had this hold as support, popped up, broke, and it held as resistance right here, right? So Support, pop, break, resistance. That's why I believe we could have that in play on this side of town.
All right, going to take a swing trade attempt here, and it's going to be on Pfizer. So swing trade on Pfizer back to the upside off of the 41.25. This is an hourly look here, going to hold down below it towards the 41.10. So it's a small risk here for me for a move back up on Pfizer, mainly daily outlook. I already took that. Just going to put that on the side, focus on SOXS and AMD to the downside. Might come right back after it.
You're welcome, Kevin.
Yeah, I like that turnaround in the Qs here. Just want to see the Qs get heavy and come back towards 30, 20, 60s here. There's the first action here. Trying to be patient with it. So you see the outlook that I have here drawn. So looking to see if we get back below this line. This is really where we could actually see the down action come in. Don't want to be reacting too early if it doesn't really break that line. Success. What's going on, team? 10 a.m. What did we get on the jolts? We got 9.93 million versus 10.4 million. Less job openings? Are we starting to see some weakness in the jobs numbers? Interesting. Need Netflix to break that VWAP. What's up with Netflix? Netflix. Ooh, it's starting to come back up towards the VWAP. There you go. Q's starting to get a little heavy. Can't be early, Mitch. Can't be early. Gotta like take the hand off the trigger finger there. I want to. Unity going a little higher. Still in that one, but got such a small one on Unity. I'm just holding it now to see what happens. There's the Q's a little higher. Trying to break through this kind of little triangle look. Let's see if it makes a run here to 321.50s. And with that outlook too, we can also think about Amazon, right? That's one of the strong ones that I like here. That's going a little higher today. Still like that daily outlook on that one. You can see it here, how it's going through this daily little kind of bump in the road. Looks interesting there. Now the Q's trying to make that move. Will it get back up in here? Back up in here, I think you start getting this reversal where you'll get technology to start getting strong again. Of course, you guys make your own investment decisions here. There's Micron trying to recover a little bit. AMD strong there. Glad I didn't get into that one. Out of the SOXS trade on that pullback there. So out through the 85s. Didn't want to battle it. You were getting that push there. The Q's going higher there, right? Boom. Let's see if these technology trades kind of push a little bit more and start going to the upside here. Amazon getting a nice little push. How's Apple that was really weak? Now it's back above VWAP. We'll see if that can get a little higher here, or is this a little bit of a trap on the Qs? SPY back above VWAP.
And you've also got the Google. We talked about the 105 level to keep an eye on, and there you go. You got the pop, you got the retest, and you got yourself a 50-cent move. So again, TradeStation not really helping us out today. That's all right. Hopefully it'll be taken care of by tomorrow.
Q's coming in and saving the day for the tech trade. We'll see if this continues higher now. Glad I was break even on that AMD because I would have got stopped out for sure. If I would have held to the risk, I would have gave up the gains that we had in AMD. That's keeping me alive today, and we can keep battling. Just slightly red on the day now overall. After we got green on AMD, we got a red on GFAI, and then red on SOXS.
And SECO bouncing off the VWAP here. So this is what we talked about. We sold off. We're unable to get above 155. We got down to VWAP and we're curling. Let's see if we make another attempt at 155. This would be the fourth one. Wally, you're asking about IBM. What's going on with IBM? There's like nothing going on here at all.
I think for like AI play, people think it's like an AI play, but it's a really slow move. Far-fetched.
Yeah, I don't see any angle here on IBM. I'm sorry, my man.
All right, let's see what else is making moves here. Unity, you want to go higher? Yeah, look at Unity's daily. It's looking good here. I'll put it big here. This doesn't look too bad. Now it's starting to bunch up, give us another little level. Can it actually push higher, though, through the 72.79 or 32.79? Talked about this level. It's fighting it right now. Let's see if it goes a little higher. How's that snow that had a good opening move? Oh, man. Oh, the snow. The snow was the move. That was a nice one today. I was looking for Kathy stocks that hadn't gone, and I was looking for Kathy herself. Kathy still just bounced off the VWAP. Doesn't look too bad. Let's see if this really wants to get going. Let's see some of these Kathy names today. ARKK names. Let's take a look. It's doing good there. Some genomics stocks. Roku right back above VWAP. Square pulling back. Twilio a little bit higher. Shop a little bit higher. Roblox back at VWAP after it just made a nice little run. So we'll see if these growth stocks stay strong today. But definitely a nice little pullback after opening dip on the Qs. See if we ever get that decline in the Qs here.
That bounce seems to be slowing down here. We'll see if it runs out of steam.
Yeah, we'll see. Amazon now pulling back here. This is where I could maybe do like a swing trade on the upside for Amazon. So if I did want to swing Amazon, this is my shot right here. It's hard for me to swing and think that the Qs and the SPY just can just keep going higher, 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 higher. But I mean, it's done it before, right?
NIR back to highs on a nice volume pop there. Nice job. That was all from the chat. Didn't have this one on the radar at all. Identified off the relative volume scanner. Good job for anyone who took NIR. Becca, good shout here on this one. Nice eyes. Gold calls getting bought. Interesting. These are just small. Oh my God. Look at the move on Barrick Gold today.
And the banks are still going down today. They're getting hit. Here's the Qs coming down a little bit more. Now they're starting to get a little weaker. I don't know, man. It's a confusing day. I'll say that much. I don't know what you guys think. Seems a little confusing. AI trade? Oof. AI is just on the leak. That's why it's tough to trade that AI. I've seen it do that also. So you just got to be careful. That GFAI, that one did a little bit of a hit too. Now that's getting hit. Be careful with the AIs. I see them turning around a little bit here. Q's turning around a little bit too. Got a little heavy. What about NVIDIA VWAP rejection? Play. Ooh, I kind of like this. All right. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. So let's see if it can break through the resistance. Or does it fail and break through the 277s? That's what I'm looking at on NVIDIA right now.
Ooh, there it comes. The SPY couldn't get over the 412. I'm interested in possibly grabbing some puts here.
Taking a small bit of NVIDIA short right now. And I also like AMD. This is a tough day. You guys hear me quiet? That's how you know I'm just focused. Let's go, team. Let's go.
Let's see if this here though. I'm gonna. Where's my?
I like that break of NVIDIA right now. Q's right back to the opening price. All right, I'm going back into AMD right now. I just got a little bit there, 96.70s. Boom, nice little action right after I did it. To the downside, there you go. NVIDIA's is 277.15 on this candle. Now we're getting the downside action in the Qs. There we go. Boom, nice leak in NVIDIA there. All right, through 276, going to take some off on NVIDIA. Working it. Let's go, team. Shorts on some tech names.
NIR through 4s. Good Lord.
Trying to get a breakthrough this 276 to take some profits in NVIDIA. The Q's back below the opening price, so that's kind of the level that I really wanted to kind of see it really break. We'll see if it comes back to VWAP or does it keep flushing through. AMD, I'd be looking for a 96 move now. It's kind of more a swing trade. Wouldn't want to see it past 96.90s on the risk side for AMD. It's hard not to run to the profits in NVIDIA right now. So that's something normal, at least for me. But I'm looking to see if we get that breakdown move here. Success back to 17.10s. Fade it easy.
Market rolling over here. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that 410 test and see what happens.
I think you're on. I think you're spot on, Zunaid. I think we probably pop that and blow beneath it.
Come on down
To Flavor Town. Come on. Give me that little breakthrough to 276. I can take some NVIDIA profits.
B-Fly approaching VWAP. Maybe we'll get a bounce there on Butterfly Networks.
Canceling the NVIDIA order right now to see if we're just going to get that flush through right now. So I can see the flush starting to come here. Let's see if we get it. Boom, boom. Just trying to get down there. There's a nice little 276 break.
AI blew through that
Boom.
30.
Took some NVIDIA profits. Profits on NVIDIA around 275.96 there. Now let's see if it really can go lower. Q's going lower, so that looks good there. Next one to take profit for me is going to be to take some profit for AMD. But I want that down there close to 96, if not through the 96. There we go. Whew. I can just breathe and say,
Boom shakalaka!
let's go. Let's go.
That's a great drop.
Yeah, man. I can say
A few moments later.
breathing over here. So at least breathing. We paid ourselves here. All I got to say is, will we get the full?
Execute Order 66.
We'll see. We'll see.
There it is. Sorry. Hang on. Let me go ahead and.
It's a battle. It's a battle, team. It's not always easy, team.
Oh, you guys saw it?
More lows here.
Pfizer into the green too, that little swing, but I'm not going to touch that one.
There you go. You
keep
got
an
the
eye on it.
410. You got the 410 touch, by the way, and lo and behold, right at 410, you get a nice little bounce of 22 cents. There you go.
Calling
Way
for
to
that
tag team
level.
that, Ryan.
Yeah.
Got it, Zunaid. We out here.
It's an important level. You can see it standing out.
Yeah, something else to kind of keep in mind is like this trend line that I've drawn. I'm not the biggest trend line person from multi-days view. It's never been a part of my arsenal. Thank you for helping me out there. But just something to keep in mind. So you've got a trend line here where you had resistance, support, support, support. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. Again, not my strong suit. Oh, nice little different view. Not my strong suit in playing trend lines through multiple days. I prefer to play them within the same day and whatnot. And matter of fact, support resistance is my biggest thing. As you can see, 410 bounce gave you a night about 45 cents, 50 cents right there. But keep an eye on it. Let's see how that kind of works out.
All right, we'll see
Metal's
if the Qs
ripping.
keep flushing down, or do they get back above VWAP? That's my thing that I'm looking at right now. It can bounce. It's okay to bounce for me, but not above VWAP, 320.61s. So I even have a red line there for me. Remember, that was also opening price. So I'm looking to see if we recover opening price now on the tech trade.
Market bouncing off of its pivot here.
Ooh, off of its pivot.
Yep.
Ryan.
Just a daily pivot point. Person's pivots. Been using them since 2014. Just gives you a really good idea of where you're going to find some intraday levels.
Ooh. All right, we're below the zero line too on this AMD and NVIDIA to bring in some technical outlook here. We'll see what happens, right, team? It's one of those trades where I'm going for like the quick cut throughs, and then this market's the market that loves to bounce. So we got to be careful. Like AMD, I'm not going to push it much. NVIDIA, I can let it get back there towards the entry.
No, Urban Farms, don't be out here starting rumors. Don't do your best not to act like CNN. I did not say Fed pivot. I said pivot point. What's interesting about this here is that we got news from Australia that they're actually pausing their rate hikes. So that's going to lead to more of global talk about what's the United States going to do. Is that going to have an effect on the United States? So no, I do not expect a Fed pivot. If anything, I expect the Fed to pause at the next meeting instead of raise 25 bips.
Pivot.
No chance.
All right, AMD is back to VWAP, so I'm keeping a close eye on that. Don't want to lose on that position here. Headed into the green, so just keeping an eye on it here. Understanding where my risk is. That's what matters. I'm going to be really tight risk there towards like 87 will get me out on AMD. I'm going to be tight because it should give us that breakdown move, and I can always get back in the name. Now, one thing I can't do is give up some risk, right? Especially after being in the reward. So at least we paid ourselves in NVIDIA down there through the 276. Q's coming back here. Big price, 320.60. Amazon forms a bullish pattern while consolidating sideways. Someone else is looking at something I can see. Who sees that? Who is that? Is that our good friend? I'm pretty sure that's our good friend. Who wrote this article? I gotta find it on on Benzinga. Someone sees Amazon as a bull flag on the daily pattern. Can't blame them. I'm looking at it also. Amazon. Oh, it's back at VWAP. That's an interesting one. You think the Qs are coming back here? I like Amazon if that's your outlook, right? That's what it's always about. It's how your outlook is also for the day. If you just look at it on Amazon, this does look like a nice little pullback opportunity just back above the VWAP. Came back towards 102.80s, now bouncing. I'm not going to go after it because it doesn't make sense in the trades that I'm in, but hey, you know how it is. Did you hear China, Russia, Saudi, Iran, oil? Dollar news, if true, how would that affect oil prices and down? Which one, Raz? But I'll tell you right now, there's definitely some really good Russian oil out there just going into different places still, even though, it's not supposed to. How's that drip? How is that drip? Drip's continuing. We'll see now it's starting to pull back a little bit. Can oil stocks catch a little bit of a bounce? If oil stocks coming back, that's an interesting thing to catch. Look at NVIDIA. We're almost back to VWAP here. So got to really be careful now as NVIDIA starts coming back up.
Yes, Matthew. Yes, I believe it was. That's actually something that we got yesterday when we heard about the surprise OPEC production cut. And that was one of the worries there. Now, you're worth noting you're actually seeing oil come in today. It's still green, but it's actually coming in from its highs here today.
Look at the cues right back to that opening price. This is going to be important here. It's right back at VWAP. Are we going to VWAP reject or break up above it? Even just the slightest break above it's going to get me out of some of my trades. AMD already out of that one. So just wanted to make sure I didn't get caught in AMD's squeeze, right? So I'm already out of that one. Really, really, really tiny loss there, about like 17 cents. But since it's like swing size, that's like nothing. But we'll see what happens. AMD's back above this level. Was not going to wait for a 97 breakout, right? That's where you get caught as a short. One thing that I always try to do when I'm shorting is not get caught in squeezes. That's kind of the level where I could see the squeeze coming through. Really close to getting out of that NVIDIA here, up through this kind of like 60s levels. I'm just going to get out of NVIDIA for the small little, there you go, out. Boom. Already out of that one. Q's above that 320 60s. So let's see what happens if we get that squeeze action. Amazon was the upside action that I liked, and now look how that started to come right back up towards the 103.40s. So that doesn't look too bad at all. Amazon overall having a decent day.
Real quick here, Matt, just to kind of cover this. This is where we were getting that from. So yesterday when we were talking about the OPEC cuts in the news feed in Benzinga Pro for SPY, there was an article here talking about the decision. And in it, it says the decision certainly comes as a new headache for the Federal Reserve, which appeared to be facing a tough time over the last few weeks, fighting inflation and trying to contain the banking crisis at the same time. With oil prices rising, the central bank will now have to figure out how much of an impact this will have on the future path of inflation. So that's pretty much directly answering your question that you had asked earlier. Just wanted to cite where we got that information from. That was something we briefly discussed yesterday. We'll see where it goes here today. Again, oil about flat here.
All right, we'll see what else is going on. At least was able to take more profits than I lost there for those two trades there on NVIDIA and AMD. So still battling, just making a little bit today though. So trying to make that real expansion. If not, just end the day. All right, so the Q's back towards 320.90s now. We're still just playing the chop now. Now we're getting this up and down move. So I think we got to kind of wait to see what happens from here. I'm going to be on the sideline to see if we come right back below the VWAP or do we go back to his 321.50s? Seems like it's just playing around right now.
I'm going to go ahead and head out and get ready for the interview that we have at 11 o'clock. It's going to be with Cooler CEO Michael Moe. Should be an interesting one to talk about. I know there was some news that came out earlier this week as well, so we'll cover those things. I'll be back at 11 with y'all. See ya.
I'm definitely looking forward to that Cooler interview, by the way.
Are there any questions you want me to ask?
I'm sorry?
Are there any questions you want me to ask?
I believe you should have already got them from Zoltan. We have a couple.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you personally wanted some.
No. So what I did to get some of those questions, Zunaid, is actually a good pullback behind the curtain. Cooler is a stock that has been talked about a number of times by some of the people in the happy hour show. So when we found out that we were giving an interview, I put it, instead of just coming up with my own questions, I put the call out to the group. And we had several question submissions, and those were given to Zoltan, and you should have those. So
I do. Yeah, I do. Okay,
bang,
cool.
baby.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Let's go, Zunaid.
Appreciate you. We'll be back at 11. See y'all in a bit.
Take care.
All right, team, keeping an eye on SOX S though, because it's still kind of in play here, and that
CDLX?
just shows that just goes to show us that the Qs could still turn around. We'll see what happens if we really start getting a tech kind of rally here. It just seems like we're in the chop right now, and we're trying to figure out if we're just going to continue going higher on the SPY. Where's our SPY at? We're back at VWAP yet? Almost. So that's an important level. 411.10s. We'll see if we get there.
CDLX looking like it's going to pop the top here. 494 is the high. We're pushing right up there. I don't see any size here on the level 2. We'll see if we end up getting a break here. I'm going to sit this one out. I don't trust my internet connection. I don't trust my computer. I don't trust my broker. I don't trust anything right now. No money on the line for me for the rest of the day here. But I am going to watch these trades. I think that this is inevitably going to pop. I think it might try to here.
I'm grateful. I kind of leave that to the economists, but it's just what happens, man. A lot of things run on oil. Let's just say that.
Well, I think, and are you? Can someone explain how the OPEC oil reduction output affects the U.S. economy? Is that what you were referring to, Mitch? There.
Yes.
So if OPEC is going to reduce how much output they have, we're going to have the same amount of supply. Or excuse me, we're going to have less supply to satisfy the same amount of demand. So remember back to your economics classes, what happens when the supply goes down and the demand remains constant? Or in the case of what we're seeing with China's opening and then maybe some better weather here in the United States, that demand increases. The effect on that would be higher oil prices, and it would be an inflationary effect. And I think that that's what the article was discussing. Let me know if that makes sense for you.
It does.
Jan, so really quick on level 2. So I pretty much only use level 2 for one thing. If I'm trying to scalp or I'm trying to play momentum day trade tickers, I will absolutely use the level 2. I want to see where that momentum is going. And for example, when you hear me talk about a sell wall, it's just a big block of sellers. And if the momentum is strong enough that that ends up getting taken, that can sometimes propel the stock. So more than what the numbers actually are, I actually want to see what the stock's doing around those numbers. Again, if it keeps running into a sell wall and it really can't break it, it's likely to pull back and in some cases really knife back in. But if that same buying momentum can take out that block of sellers, that can be really bullish for the stock. So yeah, I do watch that. I don't really watch it much on anything else. I'm not dealing with huge position sizes, maybe 1,000, 2,000 shares on some of these smaller price names. So as long as the liquidity is there, I'm going to be able to get in and out. I basically just am using that to determine where the momentum is going. Good question, though.
All right. I'm just watching here to see what happens next in the Qs and the SPY. It's going sideways right now, the Qs. So looking to see what happens there. It seems to me like we got a hard bounce, but are we going to continue this bounce or reject right back down?
Wisdom. Ryan looks like he has a sore shoulder trying to hit golf balls like Happy Gilmore. So I've actually tried to do the Happy Gilmore swing before. It's never gone well. I'm not sure. I actually feel good. I was working out the hip rotation because when you don't golf for a long time and then you go hit a huge bucket of balls, your body's not used to it. So I am trying to loosen up the hips, but I feel pretty good. I don't feel that sore. My shoulder feels good, thankfully. I feel like I could go out there and throw some 90s fastballs, Mitch, but that's just wishful thinking. Dan, good to see you this morning. Dan, is Seco flagging on the minute? Gap at 172 still. So, yeah, it sure does look like it's flagging. We're actually caught between this range here, between the VWAP and the 155 top that we've been unable to snap. You're talking about a gap. Let me see if I can find that gap. I didn't notice one off the top of my head, but it's quite possible that I just missed it. You're talking right in here, I think, right? This is the gap that you're talking about. Sure looks like it. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yep, this gap right in here. Maybe we will get that if we pop above this 155. 155, clearly the spot. Big seller wall there early. We were just unable to take it out.
All right, starting to see success, like looking like it wants to make the pattern here. So we'll see if AMD starts cutting right back down. I can come right back after it.
Crow, you want me to record an attempt to hit the golf ball like Happy Gilmore? I mean, that would just be a laugh at Ryan all day long event. I guess if that's what you want, that's what you want. What do you typically shoot? So was it Drew Paul? I'm not any good, man. I think my best round of 18 was an 88. I'm no good at golf. It's just really enjoyable. Mitch, were you ever a golfer being a baseball player?
Nah, man. I like to use the whole field. What can I say?
CDLX back at that 495 spot, folks. Let's see if we take this out and pop higher. CDLX.
All right, I'm going short a little bit of AMD again. Wouldn't you know it? Taking another shot there. Took it at the 96.79 this time. Also looking at success for maybe a little scalp action, but wanting to see if now I can go after also NVIDIA here. All right, going to do a little swing trade action on NVIDIA here. And this is going to be more also swing side, so I can give myself a little bit more risk ability here. We'll find out what happens if we actually do finally get the cut down. But I'm going after it. And I think it's always about understanding where your risk is. As long as you do that, that's all that matters. We'll see if we actually get to cut down or not on the cues here today. So that's all you can do. Just take your shots. So NVIDIA 277.13s. I could add to this, but I'm going to keep it at where I have it, and then we'll see if we actually do get the cut down. Really, if the Qs recover back through 321s, that's like the out signal immediately. And so we'll see what happens now. We did just get a nice little 2 bars. Would like to see it cut down all the way through, and the SPY didn't get there through the VWAP, did it? Kind of close. Kind of close, but look at the SPY reaction right now. Is it the banks that are that weak today? I mean, banks are weak. Look at JPM. Look at this, Ryan. Banks are pretty weak, man.
Yeah, they are. Goldman Sachs, same deal. I was watching that here this morning. But again, that just going back to what I've been saying for a while, bank trade is hard. Have not been a part of it. Missed some of the craziness with FRC and WAL and some of those banks that were bouncing. I still think they're weak. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I still think there's more bad news down the road.
I like the way that this looks right here. So I'd have to risk off of like 2160s, but maybe I take a swing trade in FAZ. Gonna look for some pullback towards around 2116s. But if I could do that, it doesn't look too bad for me. Let's see if I can get a pullback there in FAZ today. That's pretty strong though. Look at that. That shows us how weak the banks are. Massive like SPY going a little lower here, team. See if the Qs can really go lower now.
Yeah, I see a couple of people mentioning Cal. Crow, I was watching Cal here this morning. This thing has just been, I feel like this has been halted more than it's been open. I mean, if I scroll, I mean, look at this, Mitch. If I scroll all the way back, it halted at 845 for the first time. And it's just been halting all day. Now, Crow's right. We did get a pretty huge bounce here.
It's just too low volume, man. I'd avoid that like the plague, but that's just me.
Yeah, again, this is one of the reasons why I wasn't calling this one out. Yeah, we did
a tough one
bounce here, but dude, I can't. I mean,
also,
trading halt fests, nothing.
There's a 1-for-100 split that happened in December that made this stock like $8, like $10, and then now it's already back to $2. Oh no, man, right? I can't do that one, dude.
Bad news,
I can't
man.
even. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you reverse split to get yourself back to $10, and then you're right back to $2, oh, that's a scary looking stock for me. BFR, 1-for-100, man.
Yeah, I know. That's wild.
This is why I look back always at charts and I'm like, well, let me just see what you guys are talking about. And I see this, Ryan. I'm like, 1-for-100. Oh man. They got it to pop. I mean,
This
it
one,
went.
you know what's interesting about this though, Mitch? I can't remember exactly when. Maybe it was pre-split. I don't know. But this one's been on the scanner before. We've traded this name before.
Yeah.
And the big thing here is that, again, when you see some of these things on a scanner, they can be trades, but they can be real quick. Definitely not talking about holding anything like that.
Ooh, Ion Q, one that I was thinking about looking at this one today. This was a nice one. Nice little move here. I like the hourly outlook here. Nice little hourly support comes back here. You get this like kind of little undercut yesterday. It doesn't even come close to it today. Nice little push back towards the resistance. I would have sold a good portion of it towards like 671s, but we'll look to see if we get a little pullback towards that level and it starts using it as support. So prior resistance starts using it as support, but not a little bad move there. Ion Q, smaller of an AI name, but hey, not bad. EVGO had my alert early. It didn't do much. I'm keeping an eye on EVGO just because of the daily chart. Nice looking daily, right? What do you guys think? We'll see.
Hi Dang here asking, check out the AI pullback. Would you try to catch on a rebound? Here's my problem. All right. Here's a 15-minute chart looking at this. Look at this. So first of all, we gave up yesterday completely, but we also gave up the big outsides move we had on the 31st, which was what, Friday? Right. So we gave this huge move up. We're now pretty much all the way back down here. I mean, maybe it bounces here, but what's to say? I don't know. To me, this is trying to catch a falling knife. It really is, and I'm not about that life. That I get hurt a lot trying to do that. So this one, I don't know. You tell me. I'd be a little nervous. I'd look for something a little bit easier, frankly, to trade than just trying to catch a knife here. If you got really good discipline and you're able to keep some tight stops and not let yourself get hurt, sure, go ahead and try this off possible support points. But I mean, these short guys, they do research, and Kerrisdale's been around a while, so I don't know. This to me seems rough.
All right, now back into the green with these trades, the NVIDIA and AMD, but the Q's really not wiping out the bottom there, so keeping a really close eye because this could reverse back. Don't want to see the Q's come back through opening price, so I'm keeping a close eye on that. SPY overall came right back to 410s and now holding that 410s. We'll see what happens there. That support holding up, man, on the SPY. Feels nice and it feels so good. All right. What's going on out there, team? How we doing? Smash it up.
If SPY continues to sell off here, I'd actually look for some support at 408.50. You might even get some more at 409 even. So I would say another $1 and then maybe $1.50 here as potential support levels.
All right, team. Thinking about adding a little bit here to AMD, but I'm just going to leave it like that to see if we get the cut through finally. If not, let's get stopped out there. So it's more going to be like it's going to give me a nice little return today or it won't. So that's what it's all about, right? I mean, I want to be in the position of probability on your side. We'll see if it gets to my side here. Q's in kind of this little symmetrical triangle on the 5 minutes. So that's why I'm looking to see if we're going to cut towards like the 320s. I'll make the Q's a little bit bigger here so we watch that. You guys see this pattern here? That's what I'm looking at. Another thing to think about, right, is if we go to the 15-minute here, we can see how the support is underneath here. And we've really come into resistance every time we've come into this kind of trend. So fighting into the 321s. Let's go back towards the 5 minute. You can see that upper hand trend line here from the 15-minute. Now we're coming towards the 320s. That's what I want to see. But I want to see this come down and take out 319s also. So this is just a move down to the bottom of the range. Now we want to see it. Now I want to see it to see if it comes really and actually gives me that continuation move. Haha, 420 of you guys in here. Smash the like. Let's go. You don't want to get to the singing, bro? Come on, bro.
Mitch gonna start singing now.
Oh yeah, this is also American Idol. We didn't know. Oh man, I'm already losing people. All right, we'll see what happens here on the cues.
Jay Rice saying that the steel stock's looking ugly. X not giving it to you today, huh, Mitch?
No. There's a reason why I didn't mention it, dude. It's not the party today. It's not the
It's
party.
not the party.
Bow, bow, bow.
I still want to learn that bass line at some point.
Bow, bow, bow. All right, let's get it, team. Let's get it. We'll find out. Will this be the broken table trade?
Our table! It's broken!
I broke the table. We'll find out if I broke the table today. Da-na-na-na. Q's trying to make a little bit of a comeback. See what happens here. AMD's interesting. But we really can't get the real breakdown here. Looking to see if we're going to get it or not. It's the Q's. The battle's in the Q's, I feel like, right now. And I'm watching it. Who's going to win? Because if we get back here, I think we get like kind of nice little bullish action. And if we can get in through the 319s, some tech trade, little turnaround on the day. We'll see what happens. How the sector's looking. Let's go to the main chart here. Still got the Qs here. You guys can watch. Overall, we are only green in the utilities. That's interesting. So we could get red in those technologies a little further. This is technology overall. So you guys can see also, if we're not looking at just the Qs, we're looking at something that's more equally weighted. Look at all this bottoming action. That's a lot of bottoming action on the 5-minute too. You can see it a little cleaner. So will we bounce here, or will we going to pull back a little bit on technology names? That's what I'm looking at right now. Banks look really weak. Yeah, banks look really weak. I mean, they're getting hit hard. Look at JPM. That's not something to miss, team. FAZ, one that we talked about earlier today, that might have been one to take a little bit of a swing trade on. So that one looks interesting on the day. Did GS go lower? Because that had a little bit of a setup. Yeah, that's going lower. There's AMD now, at least starting to give a little bit of a look there for the crack. I'm glad I'm getting in and out of this today and battling. NVIDIA slightly into the green there. Now the Qs. Will we get through the 320s here, team? And definitely find out a little later today on Start Swing Trading. What happens with these swing trades, right? Do I still got them? Do I take some profits? I always talk about what happened in those trades on, of course, Start Swing Trading. That's going to be 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. All you guys listening right now, I want to see you guys there. A lot of you guys sometimes come to live trading, but don't come to Start Swing Trading. Let me know why. Because at the end of the day, it's one of the best shows. It gets you towards the end of the day action. We talk about daily charts also, setups for the next day. A lot of the times, these could be viewed as, what are you looking for the next day, right? You want to make that watch list? Come join us on Start Swing Trading.
JJ asking, Ryan, did you trade Seco today? No, I didn't. I didn't make any trades today. Had trouble with my internet connection. Felt not confident in being able to do that, but we just called the scanner plays instead.
Oh, I thought he said if you got Seco. Seco?
Oh, I see. I see what you were doing there, Mitch. I see what you were doing there, Mitch.
I tried. All right, like always. You know me. What can I say?
Wow, it's very nice.
So very nice. All right, we'll see what happens on the Qs. The Qs are bouncing back here, team. So I'm probably going to get a little stop out here on these stocks. Like always, guys, got to protect yourself. We'll see what happens on this. Definitely getting a pushback here in NVIDIA. AMD also. Don't want to lose on AMD. Just going to keep battling this. All right, if it gets back through my levels, I'll get out on that one. NVIDIA, I'm still slightly red on that one. But that's just because I have my out right above it here. We'll see if I get stopped out on NVIDIA. NVIDIA could go higher today. If these stocks go higher, Amazon's still in play, right? And the Q's starting to recover here. So I don't know. Amazon seems like a good opportunity too. That's where it gets a little hard, but you guys see the pattern there on Amazon. Out of that AMD, probably going to get stopped out of this NVIDIA in just a second. And the Q's recovering there right off the 320s. Look how it went right to it. 320s, low there, 399, 319.98. Went through it by 2 pennies there. It's fighting at the opening price though, and that's why I put this red line here. This is the opening price. We'll see what happens now. But it's been that type of day, team. We're going to wrap up here on live trading. Definitely catch us, of course, on Start Swing Trading. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to start wrapping up and getting you guys over to an interview. And we'll see what happens in the Qs, right? Will that keep kind of battling in there? Will it reject? It's going to be a battle today. Definitely technology has still kept us up today. SPY has been dragging. Banks are really weak. Find out what happens more, of course, on Start Swing Trading. Any last comments, Ryan?
No, just really excited for this interview here with Zunaid and Michael. So going to be checking that out. We'll be back at this again tomorrow. Remember, short week. So we'll see what ends up happening.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get Ryan out of here, and I'm going to get myself out of here in just a second. I'm going to get Zunaid on, and we'll switch on over here. Going to get you guys. What's up, Zunaid? How we doing, man?
What's going on? Appreciate you and Ryan holding it down.
Of course, man. It was a tough day in the market today, like always. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but we got a good interview for you guys. I'm going to let you take over, my friend, and I'll see what I can work in the back. I'll see you guys on Start Swing Trading. That's later today. Have fun, Zunaid.
Appreciate you, pal. And Michael, you just give me a thumbs up when you are ready, and we will go ahead and bring you on, and we'll get things going. Well, as we wait for Michael, awesome, perfect. Yeah, as you guys always know, we love to get these interviews out to you so we can get the answers to your questions straight from the executives. And this time we've got a great interview lined up. It's going to be with Cooler Technology Group, ticker KULR, and it's going to be with the CEO and founder, Michael Mo. So without any further delay, let me go ahead and get Michael on. How's it going? Well, if you want to unmute yourself there real quick, you're muted at the moment. It should be on the, there you go. Can you hear us?
All right.
Perfect. How you doing, Michael?
Well, I'm doing well this morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I know you've got some news that we want to go ahead and cover, but before we get into the nitty gritty things, Michael, if you could just explain it to me like I'm 5, what is it that your company does?
Yeah, Cooler, we develop an energy management platform to accelerate the global transition to electrification. And we do with thermal management materials, we do with hardware, software, integrated solution, solving battery safety and thermal management problems.
Now, I know I mentioned that I want to cover the news that came out recently, but real quick, I want to go back to a couple of years where I believe it was the Department of Transportation that had awarded a special permit to y'all for the Safe Case product that authorizes the transportation of lithium ion and metal batteries for recycling. Any insight on if that product's close to being available or the numbers or anything like that at all for that?
Sure, yeah. The first deployment is for business customers through our partner, Sturpa Solutions. You're going to see them in operation for power tool companies, e-bike batteries in this quarter, actually Q2. For smaller devices like smartphone, tablets, laptops and things like that, with a Safe Sleep product, we expect that to show up in the retail locations in around May, June timeframe, also this quarter. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Used for battery recycling and the reused batteries and so forth. And that's all
Awesome.
coming this quarter.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds like a good ending to the quarter for y'all. Now, any expectations in terms of sales forecasts or anything like that that you're able to provide insight on before we move on from that?
Yeah, we haven't given the official sales forecast of the whole company, but we're really excited about this product line. We expect that to potentially achieve between $3 to $5 million over the next 12 months for this product line once we launch it.
All right. Now, speaking of earnings, I believe in your earnings call, you had mentioned that y'all expect significant growth in the second half of the year with having the achieving of over 100 million in revenue with your Cooler One product over the next 3 years, and as you ramp up volume and things like that. What else can we kind of expect from the second quarter and growth for your company?
Yeah, really excited about the Cooler One. I think what we talked about at the earnings call was a Cooler One design solutions package, and that is comprised of all the products and services for battery testing, for battery design, around and the components that go into the battery about battery safety. We expect that product line to generate over $100 million over the next 3 years. I think that's with energy storage customers that we had announced earlier. DoD customers like Lockheed Martin, obviously the aerospace and defense as well. So the revenue forecast for this year on that product is somewhere around $10 million, and we expect that to double over the next each year for the next 3 years. And that's how you get to the $100 million.
Yeah, I appreciate you breaking down how you get there. That should be significant growth. Now, let's get to the hot topics, if you will, right? We've seen so many companies in the news lately over the past couple of months. You have CEOs that are buying, you have CEOs that are selling. So it's always a little hot story. Michael, can you please talk about your share purchases and why you decided to purchase those shares now?
Yeah, I recently did a share purchase of the Cooler stock. I personally believe that our stock is undervalued and oversold in recent weeks or months, whether it's a function of a macro, just the overall macro market, or some short-term market dynamics with our stock. Not completely sure, but what I know is that a company is executing on all cylinders. We're in the best position in our history. We have new talent. We have a really good team executing on our mission right now. So the most important thing for us to do is to hunker down and just execute on the business. So if you take care of the business, the stock will take care of itself. So long term, super bullish, and that's why I personally went to the market and did open market buys of the Cooler stock.
Well, it's always good to see a CEO putting money where their mouth is, if you will. And yeah, we won't necessarily know, hey, did the stock price go down because of just how the market's doing, macro levels, micro level, things like that. But do you feel like there's any misconception about your company that investors or anyone else out there kind of has incorrectly?
I think it's a longer term story. We're part of the electrification, the battery, and so forth, and we're still a micro cap or small cap. So that's fairly easily to be bundled with the rest of the market, and moves in our stock tend to be magnified compared to the larger tech. But I think it's really important to really stay with your mission, stay with what you're good at, and what we do is we solve battery safety issues. And we think this is a 10-year theme around that, about sustainability, about circular economy. So we're going to continue to build the best technology, build the best team, and service the best customer with that mission in mind. I think long term, you're going to build tremendous value just by focus on doing that.
Yeah. And, as someone who wants to focus on the long-term value, I wanted to talk about your new CFO, Sean Cantor, who has formerly, I believe, worked at Goldman Sachs as an M&A executive, worked at Bank of America's investment bank as COO of M&A. How does the company, Cooler, plan on leveraging that experience moving forward?
Yeah. So Sean joined us. He's a wonderful addition to the team. I'm really excited about working with him. So for him, I think it's two sides of the business. One is operation, one is on more strategic side. On the operational side, obviously, as we grow and then really accelerate our growth, he's going to be instrumental in putting the financial and then managing the financial infrastructure on that, and also help the company to communicate that story to the investment public. So you're going to see him increasingly be more of the face of facing the investors. So you're going to see less of me. No, I'm just kidding. I love talking to you guys, but Sean brings a different complexity to the conversation. So I think he's going to be welcome by the investment public around that. The other one is very strategic. It's our belief that in the next couple of years, the industry will go through a tremendous amount of consolidation. So whether it's in the eVTOL space, electric plane, energy storage, anything that's getting electrified, you're going to have newcomers as well as incumbents that are going to be tapping that fast growing market as the global race to reduce carbon footprint. So what we wanted is really develop the best of the technology, the best team, and the best overall market positioning. As the next couple of years happens, the wave of consolidation will start to happen. Companies would need to differentiate themselves and position themselves as number one and number two in their market. And what that would usually involve is consolidation both horizontally and vertically in their technology capabilities. So we want to be in a position to participate in that, either being the acquirer or on the other side as well, to maximize our shareholder value. So I think on both operational and strategic side, Sean's going to play a very important role for the growth of the company.
Yeah, excited to see how that all works out for you. Now, something that I didn't know till I started researching your company for this interview was that you have partnerships with NASA and a couple other ones. So if you could kind of help me out here and tell me a little bit, any updates you may have on your partnerships with NASA, the Department of Transportation, the FAA, and I know you mentioned Lockheed Martin earlier as well. Anything that the investors can kind of anticipate on any partnerships that are ongoing or any updates on that end?
Yeah, we've had a long history of servicing NASA, the data back cooler days with the technology. So been working with NASA for 20 plus years, and then, so the most recent development is around Artemis, going back to the moon. So all around battery safety, automated cell screening, battery technology to go back to the moon to meet the NASA Work Instruction 37. So we launched that product and it's in operational right now. Super excited about that. So excited to see more of the safe cells go to the moon, and that's going to be a big program because not only you have the astronauts backpacks powered by battery, you're going to start having operations on the moon. So rovers, a whole bunch of infrastructure that's going to happen on the moon too over the next 5-10 years. So a lot of power energy source around that. So we are looking at hosting a battery safety summit with NASA in May in Houston in our new facility. So excited about that. Once that happens, we'll make more announcements and then let the shareholders know more about that. Regarding FAA, a lot of work around battery safety. So we're helping eVTOL customers, electric plane customers to developing the best battery testing technology, battery safety technology to meet the FAA requirements for these. Another one is our new acquisition on Quarter Vibe, which is a reduction of vibration, both for safety reasons and also for energy efficiency. So as you can imagine, FAA is working on mandates or regulations around using drone to ship medical equipment, organs, and so forth. The last thing you want is that drone to be shaking a lot. So reduction of the vibration for a heart transplant, transportation, so forth, is going to be terribly important. So working with FAA subcommittees on how to incorporate our battery technology as well as the Quarter Vibe technology into some of these standards. On the DOT side, you mentioned about a special permit. I don't know if some you guys caught over the weekend. I think there's a semi-truck container in Alabama that blew up. I mean, literally blew up because it was, I think it's like 50 drums of lithium-ion batteries inside. And then one of them went to thermal runaway and the drum became like a pressure cooker. So it just exploded and then lit the whole semi-truck on fire. So that's our safe case product. Continue to advance on the energy capacity around that, from 2.1 now to 2.5, and expanding to larger battery packs for EV batteries and other large energy storage batteries. So working with regulators like that and partners like that has been our investment for the last 5 to 10 years. So we'll continue to execute on that.
Yeah, it's sad to hear about the truck. Hopefully there are better processes ahead. But yeah, sign me up for the May conference that you guys will do with NASA. That sounds really exciting. But Michael, we talked about a lot of things today. Talked about your purchase. Talked about your partnership. Sean coming over and helping with the team. Talked about products in the pipeline as well. Was there anything else that you were hoping that we would cover here? The floor is kind of yours to talk to our viewers.
No, I think we cover a lot. I think we're going to continue to execute. And you're going to see a lot of more product launches, customer launches from us, and it's going to be a really, really exciting year for us. So thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Again, that's Michael Moe, CEO and founder of Cooler Technology Group. Michael, thank you so much, and I really look forward to more conversations in the future.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
Take care. All right, there you have it to that. And again, the ticker for that is going to be KULR. Hopefully y'all had some of your questions answered. I know someone submitted those to me, which is why we went ahead and asked those questions. But make sure you continue to do your due diligence to see if this is going to be the right company to put your hard-earned money on or not. And follow the story of the NASA partnerships and the Lockheed partnerships as well. And, whenever a CEO, whenever any executive at the C-suite goes ahead and makes a purchase, it always is a good indication, but it never is going to be, hey, this is it, I'm all in type story. So make sure you do your due diligence. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us in the chat, and we'll see you next time for live trading and more interviews as well. Take care.